What's up, gamers? Hi, Guardians, and hello, Internet. Welcome to another Sloop Gaming video. This week in Destiny, today, Thursday, July 27th, in the Lord year of 2023. A lot of information is dropped today. Let's take a look. This week in Destiny, July 27th, 2023, is brought to us by Hippie. Hey, Hippie. This week in Destiny, we're donning some sweet glow action to praise the sun, talking about upcoming economy changes and the philosophy of Warden's Law, and celebrating accessibility in games. Before we deep dive into this week's shenanigans, here's a recap of what we chatted about last week. Solstice returns. Hashtag emblematic winner. A message from Ghost. Last chance for 2 trials weapons. Solstice shades. Prime Gaming rewards. And again, if you missed last week's Twid, please refer to my previous video. For this week, we're diving into raid date time. Veil containment behind the scenes. Let's talk Warden's Law. It's week 2 of Solstice. Let's go. Economy overhaul recap, plus a nod to Dead Man's Tale. Time to vote on a map. Not that I'm pushing for Cathedral or anything. A win for accessibility, and we're just getting started. Art of the Week and Movie of the Week selections. Let's dive into it. Save the date. It's almost time. Another raid experience is just around the corner. Coming up in Season 22, we'll be reprising another raid for you to relive or maybe tackle for the first time. Although the name of the raid is still under wraps, we did want to make sure that we shared the date so you can start making those day one plans now in preparation for the new season. The upcoming raid will go live on Friday, September 1st, 2023. A few things to keep in mind, just like when King's Fall and Vault of Glass returned, contest mode will be enabled for 48 hours. Clearing the raid with contest mode active is the first step to access challenge mode in the Director and the Secret Triumph. Completing the Secret Triumph, which consists of a curated list of challenges that must be completed in challenge mode, will be how a fire team can snag that world's first title and get that sweet, sweet belt. To enforce the Triumph requirements in challenge mode, your fire team will wipe if you fail the success conditions during any encounter. Does the Container Store offer options for the Veil? Asking for Season of the Deep. Season 21 brought a few surprises. Hello, deep sea diving and fishing. Fishing? And new lore to uncover. Season 21's Veil Containment is among those new experiences, including delving into what actually is this mysterious veil. To explore more about this feature in Season of the Deep, we got the narrative team here to deep dive into both what the Veil Containment activity even is and some behind the scenes action on developing it. Take it away, narrative team. Narrative team. The Veil Containment repeatable activity continues to tell the story of Neomuna's history with the Veil as introduced in Lightfall. If you haven't checked in with Osiris and Nimbus yet, you might not be alone. In wanting Veil Containment to be something discoverable, we went a little too far in one direction and made the activity hard to find, even for the lore hounds interested in digging more into the Veil. A lesson learned for any future content of this sort. Now, I'm just going to stop right there. I mean, as someone who's a lore head myself, and obviously someone who's been playing, since day one, I don't understand how they could have made something that is so integral to the story, the genesis, if you will, of the Destiny universe as we know it, so ambiguous to find, right? There always needs to be a path for not just casuals, but even the hardcore active players to follow in order to access everything in the game. Unless it's something along the lines of a secret or a secret exotic quest, things like that, it should be fairly obvious where to go, and there should be more tool tips and push from NPCs or vendors, or just line of sight as you're exploring and able to access these activities, i.e., lore drips and what have you. So they say lessons learned. I hope so, right? And I certainly hope the Destiny community, appreciates this feedback and this transparency. But the temperature is way up here, and although words do have a cooling effect, your actions ultimately is what's going to lower the temperature down here, and then make the overall game playing experience more fun and accessible. Let's continue. For folks who haven't done Veil Containment yet, it begins after you complete the unfinished business quest at the end of Lightfall campaign and begin the Parting the Veil quest. From here, you'll pursue leads about unusual Vex activity, leading to the discovery of hidden archival rewards in the Veil Containment facility. After successfully completing this mission, you can return to the Veil Containment node on the far bottom left side of the map. The encrypted recordings have been slowly unlocked week over week. But if you're just starting now, you can get multiple entries back to back at your leisure. Veil Containment will continue being unlocked for the remaining 3 weeks of Season 21, and additional entries will unlock at the start of Season 22 and Season 23. Writing the story of Veil Containment was an opportunity to dig into the cosmic horror side of Destiny, creating the encrypted records of Ishtar scientist Chioma Essie as she and her wife researched an alien force was a chance to bring the essence of things like the CSCP Foundation and the creepy podcasts like the Magnus Archives into Destiny. It's a different experience than what we're used to, where we follow along in these peeled back layers of revelations with Osiris and Nimbus, like the researchers ourselves. Movies like Altered States and 2001: A Space Odyssey helped inform the tone of the messages you uncovered, all of which are underlined by the emotional story of Chioma Essie and Maya Sundaresh's lives unraveling in the aftermath of the collapse and their contact with the Veil. We've even seen some keen-eyed players noticing similarities between what Maya attempts with the Veil to what the Witness did in sacrificing its own people, and even what Callus did with the Crown of Sorrows and the Pack of Scorn. Those threads are thematic recurrence, are intentional guidelines anchoring us to related moments in the past, and help the curious delve into the deeper lore armed with a fistful of useful citations. Another source of inspiration during the creation of Veil Containment was the relation between an outside observer and the concept of the Winnower mentioned in the Book of Sorrows. We wanted to explore the relationships people experience to cosmic, otherworldly forces beyond their understanding, and how it tears both their own moral foundations and sense of self apart at the seams. As we discovered with Osiris and Nimbus over the past few weeks, the Veil is a cosmic collective consciousness, a psychic network that spreads like a mycelial network through the universe. There's intentional visual and thematic connections to egregor there, but also an allusion to the famous scene in Lord of the Rings where Gandalf warns Saruman about using the Palantir. You don't know who else may be watching. Capturing that sense of foreboding unknown is a staple of cosmic horror. The moment where you realize that your role in a universe is a small one, that the universe itself may be uncaring, and things lurk in it that you have been blissfully unaware of as our casters push through these harrowing experiences, it also sets the stage for the future of the Final Shape and beyond. The deep lore is out there. Okay, that's great. The deep lore is out there. Thank you. I appreciate that, narrative team. But if an overwhelming majority of the player base has no idea that this lore is going on, or feels that the mission was a one and done, and unless somebody, you know, gets behind them and shakes them in their gamer chair and points them and physically points them in the right direction, right? They're not going to access it at all, if not on a regular basis, to have an opportunity to get into this deep conceptualization that you guys have, spent months writing and editing and, putting into the product to even understand. And then with that being said, all of the messages that you actually have to lay out to us now, obviously they've fallen on deaf ears and haven't been even seen at all from the majority of people in the community. So, I mean, as someone who respects the studio, I appreciate the effort, but if you're going to if you have to explain in this fashion what is out there, then obviously, like, this is a major issue as far as you telling the story, right? It's not what's in the story, it's how you're telling it, right? The accessibility to how you are telling it. It's an issue, man. And I'm sorry. Like, at this point in the Destiny story arc, for us having to, basically be like spoon-fed, like where to go, and this is what it means, I think it's pathetic. I really do. How do you guys feel? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, Solstice, my Solstice. It's week 2 of the Solstice event, and you know what that means. It's time to go out there and make Space Grandma proud. Ms. Ava Levante is waiting for you at the tower for you to go wild with the new Strand rocket launcher, crowning duologue. That, or just prance around with your swanky new armor. There's not much here to judge how you spend your Solstice time. We just need you to be nice to Grandma, please, and thank you. Warden's Law, more like Warden's Weeball. And now an update from our weapons team. When we were looking at weapons to bring back for Nightfall Rewards this season, we knew we wanted to do something unique. The Warden's Law hand cannon fit the bill. It was a fun idea from back in the Forsaken days that never really caught on with players due to the difficulty in landing both shots from the vertical spread that it fired. So we thought to ourselves, how can we make this gun feel better to use while maintaining the identity it originally shipped with? Whatever that original identity is, I can't even tell you off the top of my head, like, what was the thing that Warden's Law did that separated it from other weapons of the same archetype. But it was shit. I never used it. I tried using it. Obviously, it didn't stick. It didn't land right, because I can't even remember like what its like unique functions were. I don't even know if it's collecting dust in my vault. Most likely, it's probably deleted. What about you guys? Again, let me know in the comments below. We felt the most important thing was to move away from the idea of it firing a spread, which is when multiple shots are fired at the same time when a single trigger pull, think shotguns, and allow it to fire a burst, which is when multiple shots are fired one after the other with a single trigger pull, think pulse rifles. The initial version of the new Warden's Law pretty much had it becoming a legendary version of Crimson, complete with the 3-round burst, but minus the healing on kills. And while that was fun, it never felt right. It also felt like it took something away from Crimson itself. We went through several variants, including a handful that modified the time between the bullets and the burst, before settling on a 2-round burst with a slightly longer delay between shots than normal. Normal bursts fire at 900 RPM. This one fires at 600 rounds per minute. Next, we know we had to tune in. Next, we knew we had to tune it to give it players a reason to run this over a standard 120 RPM hand cannon. And we also knew we needed to make it feel great to use while still leaving room for the perks and stats to improve it. We spent time focusing on several major parts of the equation: the damage per burst, the PvP time to kill, and the recoil pattern, because the weapon is harder to use than a normal hand cannon in that you must hit 2 shots in a burst with each trigger pull instead of just 1. We decided to allow it to do slightly more critical hit damage and kill just a bit faster than something like Igneous Hammer. We utilized the damage profile that aggressive frame hand cannons had some years back, dealing up to 90 damage per burst against players, 25 per body, 45 per crit. Then we slightly reduced the burst delay, the time between the bursts themselves, as opposed to the time between shots within a burst, so that it has a slightly faster 0.93 time to kill instead of the standard 1.00. We're also very careful to tune the recoil pattern in such a way that it felt manageable at a base level, but that still motivated players to utilize perks to improve it. The pattern itself is doubly important because the tightness of the burst has a direct impact on how usable the gun is at longer ranges. Since we were allowing the gun to deal more damage and kill more quickly, we did not want it to be able to reach the same maximum ranges as standard 120 hand cannons. So we designed the recoil pattern in such a way that without manual recoil control and a little bit of help from perks, it would be more difficult to land 2 crits from the same burst at 35 meters plus, while still maintaining a smooth feel and a decent ease of use at closer ranges. We're really excited for you all to get this revamped weapon to your hands, and we hope you have as much fun shooting it as we had working on it. Now, I'll say this. The way the team is reading this, it's as if they're reading it to a PvP audience, okay? Because I'll tell you what, no one in PvE is really thinking about what the TTK is, the recoil pattern, and things like that. Yes, we want the gun to, feel good. But at the end of the day, feeling good is just being able to, A, kill enemies in front of us, right? And how does that feel? And is it fast or slow, right? Does it feel like, oh, this is taking forever? Or is it like, oh, wow, they went down pretty quick as compared to me using weapons A, B, C, or X, Y, Z that I'm normally used to using? PvE players, I'm not thinking about, again, the damage burst in the TTKs. I just want to know, is it going to do the thing? And more importantly, how does it synergize with my existing builds? And how does the new perks in it perhaps warrant new builds or variations of what I'm using? That's what I really want to know. This is coming off hey, PvP community, this new PvE gun that you can acquire is going to work out real well for you. That's how it comes off. How do you guys feel? Let me know in the comments below. Let's talk economy, shall we? Yesterday, we shared our newest developer insights article diving into more changes specifically coming to ritual activity rewards. In case you missed it, you can mosey on over right here. Before you do that, however, let's take a brief recap. And for fans of Dead Man's Tale, here's a little something new included below that you won't find in the article. Again, the TLDR from the blog. Please check out my channel. We have a full video out on what was relayed in that economy blog from Bungie. The TLDR, post-match rewards for Crucible Strikes and Gambit changed due to player feedback. Weapons coming back into the pools for Crucible Strikes, Gambit, Nightfall's Iron Banner, and Trials of Osiris, as well as increased drop rates for ritual engrams upon completion. The new masterwork material caps and the philosophy behind the below changes in the original article. Ascendant shards are moving from 10 to 30. Ascendant alloys, you are able to hold 30 up from 10. Enhancement prisms, again, the old cap was 50. Now the new cap for holding them is 100. Not mentioned in the article is that Dead Man's Tale will be added to the loot pool for exotic mission rotator when Presage is available. This will also make Dead Man's Tale craftable. So get those crafting pants on because it's about to go down for DMT lovers. So does that mean that Xur is no longer going to offer DMT? And if so, is there going to be a change or an update or a replacement? Because you can craft or grab it from the exotic mission rotator, the exotic skyte rifle won't be part of Xur's wares in season 22, but it'll always be part of our hearts. Again, I'm reading this fresh here. We're reading this live. Xur needs a rework, an update. What would you guys do to update Xur? Let us know in the comments below. Cathedral of Dusk, or more like Cathedral of Must, or not, you decide. It's time to vote for which map you want to host your next glorious Trials of Osiris battle. So, where do you want to throw down at? Cathedral of Dusk, Vostok, Anomaly. You can cast that favorite vote from August 1st to August 2nd for those that have registered for official Bungie emails. For those that are looking for a non-email way to vote, stay tuned for the link on the Destiny2 Twitter channel on August 1st. A huge thank you to Games for Change, Love, Accessibility at Bungie. Accessibility at Bungie is proud to share that Bungie has won our first ever Accessibility Award thanks to the wonderful organization Games for Change. Games for Change is a leader in amplifying voices and drawing positive and impactful evolution in the game industry, and we couldn't be more honored and humbled by the recognition awarded to our team. Accessibility in games is vital, but it's also important to remember that this type of work takes time, and even more so if a game has already launched. Sometimes there are changes that can be deployed within 24 hours. Others can take years to implement. Both scenarios are critically important and deserve the time and resources dedicated to make sure Games for Everyone remains a promise for all. We also wanted to thank our incredible players that have shared their feedback with us in this area. You've helped with changes like the most recent colorblind overhaul and auto firing melee. You helped us as we continue taking steps towards a more and more photosensitive friendly Destiny 2 experience. You've helped with other aspects of accessibility that we are currently working on and aren't quite ready to talk about. You've helped and you've helped. So again, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. If you're interested in checking out the 2023 Games for Change Awards, take a gander at the video below. You can see some of our team accepted the award at the 1 hour and 14 minute and 48 second mark. As for the organization itself, Games for Change is a nonprofit organization that provides support, resources, visibility, and love for individuals and organizations alike that help bring positive change through the magic of video games. It's an incredible initiative, and we are so grateful to have been awarded this honor alongside so many incredible folks. Thank you again. Player Support Report. We got another update from our player support team today to go over known issues in Destiny 2 and what Guardians should be aware of for the near future. This is their report. Kindling armor issue. We are actively investigating a fix for a new issue that has been discovered further along the Solstice quest chain after update 7.1.5.1 went out. This issue has kept the kindling pop-up active for some players and further blocks quest progress when rekindling all armor on one character. Event card reminder. With Solstice currently being live, the Solstice event card is also active. The event card is only accessible during the Solstice event, so players should be sure to claim any completed objectives or rewards before the event ends on August 8th. Any unclaimed rewards will no longer be available once the event ends. Side note on the event card, it's shit. Straight up, that's how I feel. I also feel that something that's been around for years, I'm not here to judge the art of the new Solstice armor or how effective its glow is. That's really subjective. It's the eye of the beholder. I really have no issue with that. Sometimes the glow is very bright. Sometimes the glow is very dim. Sometimes the armor is very on point from most people's perspective. Other times it makes them look like they're a fucking butler, right? But The event itself is just stale with no innovation. The rewards outside of the new Stasis rocket launcher are stale and lack innovation. Bungie, you are a progressive, innovative studio that delivers a live service game that revolutionized its genre, if not the game industry itself. Let's bring back that innovation. These seasonal events, although they're most likely marketed to be for the free, new player in Destiny and just kind of like a place marker for the existing player base to participate in something fun. And it is fun. I'm not taking that away. Like, it's fun to play. If you like Destiny, it's more Destiny. We said that here at the channel before. If you don't like Destiny or you don't like Solstice, you don't have to play it. But this is my constructive criticism where I'm saying be progressive and be innovative and bring about change in these placeholder activities. You might feel that they're hitting the mark, right? But unless you show me data that refutes what I'm saying right now, your numbers are down. Like, there's no way I believe that anyone is thoroughly enjoying their time in Solstice and saying, this is awesome, and I love the repeatability of what it offers. What can you do to change it? There's a lot of things that you can do. I think for the first part is this event card. Instead of people having to pay for it, which is an option, right? Offer things in game, specifically transmog, instead of having to be limited with what you can get through ADA. Have these place marker events through the repeatability, give players an opportunity to get more ops for transmogging gear, whether it be gear that they're receiving from the event or gear that they had already acquired from previous activities, previous seasons, previous place markers. That's just one out of many right there. What are your guys' thoughts? How can Solstice, how can these seasonal activities be better? Let us know in the comments below. Bring a sparrow to a bonfire fight. Beginning next week, you'll be able to sparrow to your heart's content in bonfire. Y'all wanted it, so have fun. Again, why did you take it out to begin with? Why would you take a movement option out of the game? Who is saying that sparrows ruined my time when I played Solstice back in 2022 and that overwhelming amount of information that you got across your desk prompted you to eliminate sparrows for the event in 2023? It's like, this is just another example of how you guys just, you're overthinking the fucking game, man. If it ain't broke, then don't fix it. I'm not saying don't be innovative and progressive, but taking something away, especially something that promotes movement, it doesn't make any sense, man. Known issues. While we are continuing investigating various known issues, here's a list of the latest issues that were reported to us in our #help forum. Several Solstice items are missing from collections. We have identified and temporarily turned off performance optimization that caused visual flicking for some transparent objects on NVIDIA 3000, 4000 series cards. While we investigate a permanent fix for all players, we anticipate minimal impact on overall performance. The Solstice Challenge in the hot seat is not progressing from all Neomuna activities. Players can still complete this objective by completing lost sectors or the Hypernet current strike. I gotta stop it again right here. There was nothing more frustrating than than going into a terminal overload activity and wasting my fucking time over something that I've done a million times before. And I'm not discounting the activity of what it is. It's fun. But if you've done it as much time as I have, right? And I just went into it because I wanted to practice and play test some other things and just re-experience it because it's been a while since I've done it. And I'm like, oh, New moon activity. Okay, I can do this and check the box off. To do that and not get any progress was extremely disappointing. So please, Godspeed in fixing that. I'm sure many in the community feel the same way. Certain honored Centaurians in the Gilded Precept Lost sector are abnormally bright. A bright cabal. Fancy that. Due to an issue, we have temporarily disabled the bolstering detonation, focusing strike, impact induction, and momentum transfer mods. Again, if you don't know, now you know. The bolstering detonation, focusing strike, impact induction, and momentum transfer armor mods. These have been disabled for a while now. Instead of learning what the Warden's Law, impact will be when it gets reissued, which, hey, I hope I'm wrong, but no one's going to use it still. It'll be kind of like a flash in a pan. Like, oh, this is nice. It's better than it was, but I'm still going to use Weapon X. I want to know, why don't you tell us what the issues are? This is what we want to know. Because everybody uses bolstering detonation, focusing strike, impact induction, and momentum transfer armor mods. We all use that. These are key, if not essential mods in like the majority of builds out there. So it'd be nice if you guys would, be more specific in that regard. For a full list of emergent issues in Destiny 2, players can review our known issues article. Players who observe other issues should report them to our help forum. So again, the help forum, use that. Any issues, please let Bungie know. They do read it. Again, if you do provide any additional feedback, make it constructive. Keep it classy, Guardians. Somewhere in the distance, AC/DC's Thunderstruck plays movie of the week. Ivan says, what's the weather like in your area? After catching this hashtag Destiny 2 movie of the week, you'll feel a little bit of thunder. Thunder. Love it. Also, probably you will stop going around your teammates too closely. Cloud Strike is vicious. Arc montage, Thunder, movie of the week. For the movie of the week, they should really put who did it. You know what I mean? Like the art of the week, they'll always you'll see the tweet or what have you. But with like these YouTube videos, just like here it is. B1XDZ. Like I have to hold over the cursor, but that's just something interactive with the YouTube upload they have right here. Movie of the week, just put the fucking person's name here, man. I don't get it. Us, Screebs, can't be any more terrifying. Our community. Hold my fishing hat. How was that delivery? Artist of the week, Hippie says, have you ever thought to yourself, can Screebs get any freakier? Then hold on to your butt, because one artist took this question personally and decided, challenge accepted. Art of the week, think Screebs, but make them precious, by @madam_wizard via Twitter. So right here, right? So maybe it's just a CM thing, but Hippie actually puts the person right there. But Ivan, what are you doing, man? How come you're not giving B1XDZ any street cred, man? What's up with that? And this is pretty fucking freaky, creepy, precious. And that's a wrap. We got a few more Twid articles before the upcoming Destiny 2 showcase on August 22nd, 2023. We'll have more to chat about before the reveal action starts, including a few more standalone articles to dive a little bit deeper into the world of Destiny 2. Your usual hippie reminder to remember you to drink water, practice that self-care, and always lead with your kindest foot forward. Until next time, my friends, I should go. Hippie. Hippie, thanks a lot. All the rest of the CMs, big ups to you. Big up to Bungie and the devs. I mean, listen, guys, you're you're in the fucking crosshairs of everybody. I know it's the summer. I know it's the downtime. So, you know, what else do people have to do other than, like, you know, get hot and bothered from being out in the sun too long and then take it out on you guys. Here at Sloop Gaming, I'm always preaching be constructive. I'm going to be, you know, one of the people that will call you out when I have an issue or have a problem. But the important thing to note is, you know, always be respectful. Always try to offer some constructive criticism, some solutions to the problem that you're moaning, complaining about. We're all gamers. We're all going to moan. We're all going to grieve. It's how you go about it, right, is what separates you from the layered toxicity that exists, not just in Destiny 2, but the overall gaming community. So like Hippie says, lead with your kindest foot forward. Words of wisdom to live by. And for the Destiny 2 showcase on August 22nd, 2023, be sure to join me live, Sloop Gaming, here on Twitch, where we're going to be live streaming the showcase, as well as having a community discussion on everything that was unveiled, what we can expect in the final shape, and have some fun. I'll bring snacks. I want you guys to be cool during these hot summer months. Thank you so much for this read, this Twid talk for today, Thursday, July 27th, in the large year of 2023. Be safe, stay vigilant, and as always, may the light protect us all. Thank you for watching. Likes and shares are very much appreciated, and subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. Peace.